Hey everybody, it's Bus with Battles with Bus number 639. Today we'll be doing battle with Pygmalien. And so I got my banjo out, I got my rose in my ear. Let's hit that Q button, see if we can't get ourselves a good game. And so I think it's jumped in. The servers have been a little bit choppy today, but that's okay. It's the beta, you know. They got to get everything fixed for EU so they can all play and have funds and be able to log in and stuff. And so we'll, we'll take the downtimes when they hit, I guess. And there has apparently been some balance changes in this patch. I'm not certain what they would be. There's supposed to be a larger patch coming out on Wednesday, and so that should have a full collection of patch notes. It sounds like some of those changes made their way in here. But nonetheless, reasonable enough start. What I've been doing with Pygmalien over the course of the past couple of days are there's like two main branches that I really like to go down. I either like to put together the Crook. It's the attack item for medium-based items, get some exceptionally powerful builds with it, or go after the multicast bird heal thing. And so one of the two are the way that we would ideally end up going. With a start like this, I'm fine with ATM. Picking this +2 income up at the start of the game is pretty good. It's a fairly reasonable defensive item in the early game as well, and so it strikes me as being a little bit better than these kind of weaker weapons. Getting that money star, big money time out here. And so what do we got with these? The heal item thing is good. This is especially strong with that multicast heal thing. Just giving the multicast 3 with +18 heal is strong. We do start with a shield, so picking up the shield one is practical, although I don't really like shields at the end of the day. And then strength is all around generally strong, depending on where we go. Now, I don't want to put the hort before the cart here and just take a heal or a weapon before we really know which way we're going to go. So I'm just going to take the frontal shielding, and hopefully it gives us enough strength in these early rounds here before we decide what direction we want to go. So with this, let's go ahead and pick up the Lost Crate. I think I'm starting to get these figured out. This should have the 2 gold, 1 experience thing in it. And I like to pick up as many of these things as we can. So that definitely hit. Now I'm going to jump into battle against the Kimono. If we pick up the Silk Shield, whatever this is called, this is a strong start, especially if we're running with both the Silk and the ATM, actually taking some of that shield theme against not something I want to carry into the late game, but it's pretty strong in the early game, and so if it comes together like that, it's fine. If we pick up one of these shield enhancers, that would be fine as well. Just got to ride this out till the sandstorm hits, and we'll be doing okay. Ooh, thrilling gameplay. This is what everyone signed up for. All right, we got it. Took down the kimono. Let's see what we get. All right, the shield upgrading scrap. So, all right, medium items will do okay with this one. I don't want to pay for the experience. I don't want to just take a random item. I will ideally pick a weapon up out of this. And we do see that with the Regal Blade coming out here. This is a very reasonable early game item. It kind of ties in with the same themes as the Silk as to where you want to sell some early game stuff and do some scaling. But it's a very easy item to scale up into the early game, and then it works nicely with some of the mid game builds as well. So I think I'm just going to take it. I don't really want the Silk. It does thematically do some of the stuff we want, but it's not strong enough at the end of the day. Now, as far as we continue on here, another fairly strong set of stuff. We have the makings of going towards the Crook medium weapon style of build. The flail works pretty well with it. And then some small upgrade stuff with the pinata. And I don't want the pinata. It doesn't sell coins. If we could buy this and then sell it for the coins and only lose 1 gold, I'd be happy. But it's a little weak at the moment. All right, so now we're pretty much out of money. Picking up these spare changes is kind of nice, though. Let us get these bonus upgrades onto the Regal Blade. Okay, before we battle old Vanessa, let's pick up our upgrades. Appreciate it, Pig. Oh, it's when you sell a weapon. Shit. There's so many differences, like between selling a weapon and selling a small item and selling this or selling that. I thought we were doing the Lord's work out here, you know? Just coming out and doing all the good stuff. This guy can't do shit anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... but I thought we were going to come out and crush. We were doing some really great stuff. We were going to get like 4 upgrades onto our sword. Fucking nothing. You come out here and try to sound like an expert and just look like a dum-dum. Just fake news it. That's all right though. Everybody wants to watch this sandstorm, and so we'll be okay there. Play the Darude song in the background, you know. I can't remember the last time I heard Darude Sandstorm. They don't play it at the sporting events anymore, and so
you should put it towards nobler
I don't get to relive those glory days. Alright, what do we got now? So get a heal, upgrade your weapon, or get loot items. With the loot items, I've been kind of like pondering a friend to hang on to, because you do want to take these frequently, and so it's typically just the dog. But we'll keep that in mind if we do chase down this medium item build, but I'm just going to upgrade the weapon. I don't want to be taking rando items here when we have the chance to just pick up some good stuff. Now we got medium items again. We're going to keep chasing these down. The thing I'm not certain with is when the Crook will turn up. The Crook is the main key item to the medium items build. It lets you do like the fast attack stuff with the Adelatl. It lets you do the big multi-attacks. It lets you win with Caltrops. Like, there's so many strong things you can do with it, but I don't think it turns up in the early game. It might be one of these things that only sells as like a gold item. I don't think that's the case, but I rarely find it in the early game, but I do chase after these medium items. It's a tool, so I'll look for a lot of these tool salesmen, just digging for that key build-around item. So what do we got here? The safe, the Ganjo, and then the textiles. Now, if we want to like change course and try to find our way towards the healing builds, with every healing build, you need some kind of scaling thing. I don't like the Ganjo. I prefer the weights, but the Ganjo is serviceable if you don't have access to weights yet. And so it's like I kind of have in my head, this is like the safe thing to take, picking up the Ganjo here in case we do pivot over to healing. And it just works with what we have, right? It works with the ATM, it works with the Regal Blade. So I think I'm going to go ahead and snatch it up, and then we'll take a roll. We'll see if the the Crook turns up. Does not. Briefcase brings back spare change, so no reason to buy and sell. The bushel is really strong in the healing builds, but I don't want to overshoot what we're going for here, right? The Ganjo still just works with this ATM and Regal Blade to where the bushel doesn't do shit with what we have. So I'm going to skip past that one. Now we have access to weapon skills, small items, or spare change. I'm not really amped about spending weapon on this turn. The weapon skills for Pygmalien are all shit. The only weapon skills to really keep in mind with what you're doing over the course of the game is going to be give weapons plus attack equal to your income. And so we do end up taking a lot of plus income things, but I won't go out of my way to just take all of the weapon skills like we might do with Vanessa. And so here I'm just going to take the spare change. It's a fairly safe one. With this, I think we can actually just win all of these. Now, there's not too many items out of the Warrior that I would want to fight. This is all one hex attacky items, and so it's got to be one of these other two. Let me get that site pulled up. I know I know this is everyone's favorite part of the video. All right, so the coconut crab is up. It would be reasonable, but we already have scaling, and so I think we'll probably end up just fighting this other one. What was it? It's the covetous thief. What do you do, friend? God, I wish you could just see all of this in game. Has the shadow cloak, which is whatever. It's all things that we can live without, but we get the extra gold for beating the covetous thief, and I'm pretty certain he can't beat us. He does have scaling. Like, running into some of these scaling opponents in the early game is a disaster for Pygmalien, but I think with this Ganjo, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. The thing I have kind of noticed with him is, like, losing these early PvE rounds is a fucking disaster. You really need to go out of your way to win these things, and so if it's just, you know, fight the weaker opponent, then do it. It might just be something that applies to the game in general, but like, risking these early rounds against scaling opponents and not being able to beat them with Pygmalien, and then it's like, oh cool, I've lost 3 PvE rounds, then you're back a level and down 15 gold. It's really painful and hard to recover from, and so we may have been able to go after that extra point of experience, but this was fine. Alright, so we got weapons, bronze skills, or chocolate bars. Let's jump into the weapons here, see if that Crook turns up. I'm not going to roll here. Now, there is a yo-yo, which does have some build usages in both. Like, it seems like we're getting further and further away from a heal build, but it does work there, and it certainly works if you're going for like the Atalatal Crook builds. And so, kind of interested in yo-yo, especially since we do already have a flail in hand. So, excuse me, that should be okay. And then I do just generally like pepper spray. If you have an open hex and slowing your opponent's entire board for a second is pretty reasonable. And so we'll go ahead and pick it up. At worst, we can just sell it and upgrade our Regal Blade a little bit. So we'll leave that. What do we got? Tools, shield, and weapon. We got to go for the tools. Again, I'll figure out I'll figure out at some point when the Crook actually shows up. That's the thing that we're really looking for here. But hasn't turned up yet. We can take the hatchet. This is going to be a free item, right? It costs 2, gives you a spare change, so it pays for itself. Then that will upgrade our Regal Blade. I'm going to skip past the weights, though. It feels like we're, again, getting kind of further and further away from that heal build. Going to roll those, see if the Crook turns up. Oh, money. Game time, boys. And so let's go ahead and get all in. Let's see what we can do with the Crook. And so we need some money. Boop, boop, boop. We can get rid of grindstone, get rid of hatchet, see where that gets us. That gets us the money to purchase it, so that's the big thing. We don't need Ganjo at this point either. Could probably just kick the round off like this and get rid of the ATM. I'm looking to see if we can't pick up the globe. It's not a spectacular item, but if it gives us a few hundred health just sitting in our bank, it's not that bad. And so I was kind of looking to see if we could sell our way into it, and we could sell. Oh no, it costs 8. Oh, hang on, we have the ATM. There we go. I thought I saw it in my head. We had the ATM, the pepper spray. Now we can pick up the globe. Okay. Shit is poppin', as T.I. would say. Big shit poppin', you know. bring out the daily rap lyrics from the guy you didn't expect to have rap lyrics on him. You're welcome. You're welcome. Say, what the fuck is that accent dropping T.I. lyrics for?
Defeat does not defeat me.
Oh, Atlanta's finest. Okay, off to the races. We're doing good now. And so what can we do? With this, I'm going to keep pumping these income. Like, we would ideally be finding upgrades on level up. If we're not finding upgrades, then I want to get income. And then if there's no upgrades or income, then we'll do these other bullshit things where we're selling small items or getting a random item or something. But those are the big two, upgrades and income. So we got the capital gains. That one's completely fine. Let's see what this next round's going to bring us. So we got bronze skills, medium items, or health. We can dig into the medium items, see if we can't find any of the other big stuff in here. Nothing out of this is useful. I don't really want to start rolling too heavily, but I would like to fill out our board. So let's take one roll. We're on medium items. Something should turn up, right? We can at least just put the briefcase in. It's not going to be that shitty at this moment, right? It's a 4-second thing, and so at least just getting it's going to upgrade all of our weapons, and then it attacks at a reasonable speed. We'll sell it a little bit later. I think that's okay. Now we're out of money. Could just take the chocolate bars, but I think we want to ramp up to some money at this point, so we can take the stinger. That's fine. Now I feel pretty confident in being able to beat all of these, but we do want to actually look for some useful items here. And I'm not opposed to the potions that come out of the Dabbling Apprentice. What typically happens for me with these Crook builds is we'll have 4 medium items and then 2 smalls, right? If we're going to have a yo-yo in the build, then we're going to have a small item on board. We have one leftover kind of utility spot, and I usually look for something that hastes or something that freezes, something that slows. Just, we already have enough damage, but just something that interacts just a little bit. You get a bit of that out of the apprentice. With these, I don't want the rogue scrapper. I forget which one the scout trooper is, though. He probably doesn't have anything useful. It's just the story of my life, huh? What do we got? A bunch of 1 hex items. Yeah, there's nothing particularly useful in that. So we'll just fight the dabbling apprentice. Landing on experience is fine. You might do something like high damagey with the bottled lightning. It's very reasonable stuff for that 1 hex. But I would definitely understand, like, we're going to just steamroll every opponent until we get to, like, day 7. And so it may have been worthwhile to actually go and just take the higher experience route. But, I think this is okay. All right, sells items. What you got for us? There's an Ataladdle. Nice. People at home saying this guy can't say any fucking words good. But the Ataladdle really pops off in this build. It's not super strong at this exact moment with the 7-second cooldown, but once you get your Crook upgraded, this will go down to a 1-second cooldown. You just start blasting super, super fast. I initially thought this was like an attack-based thing. I thought you attacked and the cooldown was reduced based on the damage you did. That's not how it works. It's just a global thing, and so we'll eventually get this down to 1 second. But here we got a lost crate that's going to give us the 2 experience, 1 gold. Appreciate it. What do we got? Upgrade your leftmost weapon, 100%. Upgrading the crooks. Such a massive upgrade here. All right, so off to battle Vanessa. We can fit some of this stuff in. Would we rather just have briefcase, which is going to increase all of our items, or do we want to put the yo-yo in along with another small thing? I guess we can go with the small thing. Let's just get the fastest attacking one in, and then put the yo-yo in the better spot in here between the Ataladdle and the flail. Yeah, you see that weapon upgrade kicked the cooldown on the Ataladdle from 7 to 5, so it's getting very, very close to just being full. All right, what you got, Vanessa? Who's doing the most booming today? Getting some early damage in. That's not nothing. You about to get blasted. Here comes the real Red Eisen user here. Oh, shit. All right. Not bad. The true red item user coming through. So what do we got? Non-weapon items, economic seminar, or gain gold. The economic seminar, we're going to spend 4 gold to get the 2 economic items and 2 skills. Hatchet's fine. Wasn't a great set, but is what it is. Now we got items, chocolate bars, or spare change. We're pretty set for most of these items. The Jabellin longbow, another spectacular one here. It's a great replacement for the Regal blade. And then we sold the pepper spray earlier. I can definitely see bringing one back. So let's see. How do we want to do this? Let's see. We're going to take the bow. And be something like this. Without the upgrades to the Ataladdle yet, we'll just put it next to the longbow. That's fine. And then I kind of want to pick up the gumball machine. Just to let that hang out in our bag and get the gumballs every round, since we have literally every item we need at this point. The thing that I'll be looking for with this build is I don't like having this full stack of like multi-attack items. I'm going to look to add in caltrops. I'll look to add in if we like end up spiking a bunch of health, then I'll look to add in like Lion's Head, whatever that one's called, that attacks for a big percentage of your health. Like with the way that this yo-yo's set up, we don't need 3 of these items. And so with no upgrades at this point, I typically just look to get rid of the Jabellin longbow and just stick with the flail. But we'll see how this plays out. Long story short, I'm trying to decide if I want this gumball machine just for the gumballs every turn. Probably not. I think I'm just going to pick up pepper spray and replace the dagger. if things are going that poorly, it's like things are going that poorly, we probably shouldn't need it anyways, but I think it's fine. Feels like at least a minor upgrade for the round. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting places. So now, the Outlands Dervish, I think it might have skills that we want, but I'm just going to go big on the gives your stuff crit. It's not that bad. Cooldowns aren't that bad either. Okay, we can battle him. The Techno Virus is a burn. Retiree sells golf clubs. The Dervish does have some decent items on board here. This is just, again, I'm not certain if it's better to try an RNG at these items, right? These cross blades or whatever reduce cooldowns. The bar of golds are reasonable money, or if we should just be taking that experience off the bigger round. But not entirely certain. Very weak set for us. Large items and shield skills we don't want, so we'll just take the regenerate. Now we got tools. Could try and upgrade the Crook with it. Don't want to be hang on. Oh, the Dunes gives plus attack power. I think we're fine without it. Let's see if we can't find a Crook. I'm not going to spend a lot of money here. To hatchet? Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Alright. So what do we got? Tool, upgrade weapon. Oh, we're off to the races. Off to the races. So there's our diamond Crook. Now you can see our Atlatl goes down to 1 second. This is what we're going to look to do, right? The flail, the Atlatl, will sell the Jabellan longbow, pick up a caltrops, and then try and find a utility tool to replace that pepper spray with. We're just going to annihilate all these people, though. I fully expect this build to get nerfed on Wednesday. There's supposed to be a balance patch coming out Wednesday, and this build is not going to make it. And so... boy. So as this video does come out on a Tuesday, maybe you'll get to try and chase this down all day Tuesday before it gets nerfed, but... oh, boy. But all right, let's take the gold tier skills. The weapons, we have the weapons we need at this point. We will try to find caltrops, but that's a later game item. The only thing that should be turning up with this is the thing for your income. Gain shields, don't want. Half health, don't want. When you gain gold, gain max health. That's fine. All right, so economic items, don't want. The docks are fine. I'm going to search for tools at the docks. See if we can't spike a good 1-hex tool. Soldering gun isn't it. Now here, Sabertooth is probably what we want to fight. It seems like, I haven't pulled these up. It's like Flame Juggler does burn stuff, Gorgonoggle does poison, Sabertooth looks like it does some kind of attacky thing. I would like to spike a crit, right? If we can get a crit skill, that would be ideal. Didn't land. Fuck this guy up though. ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, let's sell something and pick up this pelt. All right, items, chocolate bars are items.
I'm a people person, and sometimes I sell stuff.
Nothing that we want. One more. An upgrade to the flail, sure thing.
Happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye.
Alright, small items, abandoned chest, or spare change. Abandoned chest gives us that 2 gold, 1 experience. Looking good. Now we got get a tool, spare change, or max health. We'll just take the max health out of this. No need to RNG for the tools at this point. We found our Crook. Alright, let's see how fast it takes us to fuck up this Vanessa. Oh, nice. Feels good. Just give me all the LPs, please. Oh. You got the red items, Vanessa, but none of the good ones. It killed him. She got 1 activation, right? She got an activation off of her lighter. Oh, what a joke. What a joke. All right, what do we got here? Items, monster, or get a tool. We can fight the monster here. I don't think this... is this a random one? I can't always tell if it's going to be the deadly crooner or not. It's a random one. Lone shark's fine. Got worked over. Thanks for coming to the party. All these medium items, just not what we want. So you say your medium items aren't good enough, my friend. Okay, sells tools. That looks good to me.
tools weapons?
Are tools weapons? Question of the day. Alright, we can add in hatchet. Keep getting those spare change. We might pick up something that lets the spare change do a little bit more, so I've been holding off on selling them. Don't need any of these upgrade things. On to the next round. So, I'm certain that we can kill all of this stuff. Some of these, like, epic-looking guys are easy kills, but they don't give us any items that we want. Some of these do have, like, big 4-hex weapons, though, that I'm a little interested in. And Lich isn't one of them. Dire Englet sounds like a, it sounds like a small weapon kind of attacky thing. It is. When you use a weapon, give it 4 crit would be pretty cool, but it's like a pretty low chance to hit on that skill. And then the trash golem real quick. Where you at? Surprised. Oh, he's got the trashapult. The junkyard catapult, the trashapult, if you will. Don't need any of this stuff, and so I'll just take on the Lich. Get the extra gold, get that experience. I think it works like that, right? I'm not certain if there's a like percentage chance that you have to hit one of these like skills or something. I just assumed it's like even roll across all the items, and against like a 10% chance to hit that one skill, I am just not super interested in it. We'll just take the good guaranteed results.
It's all about motivation.
Icicle's fine. It's a reasonable replacement for this pepper spray. Let's actually take it. Want it on board. I saw this pro tip today. You can push spacebar and it pulls up your inventory. I'm sitting here pushing it. So I'll make it look like this so you can see it on my beautiful face. See me push the spacebar. Good to know. It's an easy little way to get to the inventory. But what do we got here? Heal are 2 items we don't want. We'll just take the max health. Now we got non-weapons, shields, or shields. We'll take the non-weapons. We got a ton of money now. We can just roll. I don't expect to find anything too spectacular. Marbles is good, but just not with what we're doing here. Move forward. Large items, travel anywhere, or non... We don't need the free items at this point. What do we got? Non-weapon items. Want to find a skill if we can. Small and large, temporary boost. It's starting to get expensive. Gumballs, don't really want. Medium items, I guess we can take. These are all trash. Now what do we got? Caltrops, beautiful. And so that's pretty much the end of the build, right? We'll take the Caltrops, we replace the Jabellin longbow. And then it's just the only item that remains is this this icicle. So where'd you go? Caltrops come in. If you're not familiar, it's when your opponent uses an item, they're going to take 205 damage. And so it's basically like all of the builds that would counter this, all of the control deck healing builds, all die to Caltrops. And so very, very powerful thing to be sticking in here. The only thing I'm not really certain with now is if we should be like doing away with the yo-yo icicle and then just putting in a second medium weapon, like adding in a second Caltrops or something would be reasonably strong.
Next time I'll show you what I
No. At least with like the icicle thing now, to where it's only hitting one item, it's not that special. But if you spike one of those things that say like slows your opponent's four items at the beginning of the round, then you'd be pretty happy with that. So here, just pick up the max health. Keep on fucking booming. So non-weapons, docks, or heal. The only non-weapon, yeah, like the non-weapons that we would get from Pygmalien aren't what we want, so we'll just go to the docks and dig up a tool. Oh, I hit shield item. Whoops. Whoopsies. That's okay. Now we'll go. We can go to Bazaar Con. Where are you at? 3 small items from the Bazaar is kind of interesting. Like, there's no reason to dig for diamonds. The 2 experience is always good, but you know we're doing okay. We're doing all right. Let's just roll the dice with this thing, you know? Let's see what we can do. See if we go to the Bazaar and pick up a sweet weapon. We didn't. the tool isn't that bad, right? When you level up, if you have at least 3 tools, upgrade an item. That's worth hanging on to here. We have 1 tool in the Crook. Got the hammer. So we need a second tool. Is this a tool? The globe. Perfect. And so when we level up, upgrade an item. So let's just go ahead and sell all these items we're not going to use. I don't want to accidentally upgrade a spare coin. And so we'll get the upgrades onto our good items down here when we actually do level up. Now here, if we're going to shoot for leveling up, let's just fight the highest one. Chili Charles is a reasonable takedown. This would be essentially the counter to our build. The freeze build is quite good against what we're doing, but Chili Charles is a fairly easy battle. He doesn't actually deal any damage. He just counts on being able to fatigue you out.
Nice person.
All right.
Moving up in the
Diamond icicles. Look at that. What do we got? Small and medium items. I don't even really want any of this. The thing I've been trying to dig for with shield skills as I played through my practice games is just the one that, like, if you fall to half health, get a big shield. That doesn't seem to be a Pygmalien thing. So let's just skip past this stuff. Some kind of weapon. Don't want it. Let's sell it before we accidentally upgrade it. Now we got some skills. This feels like the most least interesting game. Like, these battles are all interesting because they're so straightforward and blast through them, but the purchasing phase of these games are not interesting at all. Right? We've like hit our build on day 5, so it's not like the draft has a ton going on with it. Oh, this could be decent, right? At the start of each fight, gain shield equal to 25% of your max health. And then when you use an item, lose a shield. I guess that's a thing. It's not...
now that's quality.
You know, we're going to blast through that shield quick, but it has no downside to it. So here's the thing where I was talking about wanting to have friends, right? Now, I want to pick up these loot items, and we need a friend just to have hanging out in our bag. Your leftmost weapon. Why would it think our hammer is our leftmost weapon? I want to do this. Hang on. So it should be going the 220. Whatever. It's like why would it pick an item in our bag as being the leftmost weapon? That's weird. Let's do this. Let's load it up on the yo-yo. Okay. Up against Pygmalien. Let's see what happens. He doesn't have any roses in his earpiece, and so he's probably about to get fucked up. Some kind of property build. You're dead. Just icicled his weapon right out the gates and just started fucking him up. LOL. That dude has a weird build though. Like, why does he have a cash register on his thing? I'm about to hit day 8. Are we playing on fucking normal? Hey, hope we aren't doing this on normal. Just buy experience and get us closer to these good level ups. No need to get weapons or items. We can fight the epic monster battle. Yeah, see, some of these items, like the rocket launcher, could be interesting. Like, we don't need it, but if there was a world to where we needed a big multicast item, then something like that could come into play.
Not all Jabalians are pacifists.
Not all Jabalians are pacifists. Alright, so on to the PvE round. Just gonna fight the highest experienced opponent. Again, gonna try and use that tool to level up our weapons. He's out here fucking annihilating everybody. Oh, what a joke.
It's all about
Alright, so we got max health is what it's... Oh, there's income. We can still take income. If one of those skills turns up. Now we're on to chocolate bars. Only bonuses we can get. Cool. So now we got items, non-weapon items, or just all item stuff. Alright, whatever. Take the free one. Boom. Out of here. On to Vanessa battle. Finish off this speed run. Get you all out of here in a half hour. Oh, man. I did have words to talk about. I started watching season 2 of Arcane. It got me remembering back to the times of LOR. I hope that's still doing good. I know that the way people used to kind of gauge success was how many people were on the subreddit or how many people were on Twitch, and like I know since the reckoning, since the riot layoffs, like there used to be like about 100 people cruising around on the subreddit, and now it's like up to 300 since they switched to Path, and so it's just growing in that way. But one of the things that I don't know, it wasn't I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's like it's kind of a humor, but it feels bad. Like it's not like kicking someone when they're down, but it wasn't the thing that felt the greatest. But it was like someone posted a viewer count on Twitch of the Bazaar, and it was like 16K people watching the Bazaar, like 15K people watching Hearthstone. That was the God damn it! Did we fucking lose the run? That was supposed to be the big takeaway from the video, was that. But down there at a literal 16 viewers was Legends of Runeterra. And so I was like, oh man, what a bummer. The greatest card game of all time sitting down here at literally 10,000 times smaller viewer count than than either of the other two. It was sad. I don't know. It's like one of those things to where you're allowed to make fun of your friends, but your non-friends aren't allowed to make fun of your friends. You know, it's like you've earned the right to make fun of them, but those other people haven't. And so that's kind of like what it felt like seeing LOR down there. Just we cut our teeth in that field for 4 years, and with it going away, I feel like I've got a bit of a allowance to talk a touch of trash. The other thing I noticed is in the world of LOR, before we get ourselves back into this brain dead run here, take the shields, upgrade the leftmost weapon. We want the caltrops at this point. I was watching some Bazaar streams, and Alan ZQ was on there streaming the Bazaar. I believe his name's Alan ZQ. I know his name's Alan, but he won like the first Worlds, and then he cast the Worlds for the Riot team after that. He looks exactly like our little baby, or our little baby looks like Alan ZQ. I'm not certain which is the proper way for it to be, but the resemblance is uncanny, and so that kind of makes my day a little bit. No disrespect, Alan. You're both wonderful looking. You look like our baby. Nothing could look better than that. And so here we managed to find one of the big upgrades, right? The battery is the kind of item that I was talking about really wanting here in the early game, and I think it's going to be better than Icicle. Icicle is good, but this is just like super RNG focused. If we hit an opponent that's playing like, you know, properties to where they only have 4 items, then Icicle would probably be better. But in general, the battery just enhances the strategy that we're doing here. We can just load it up over here onto the flail and just have this thing pop off super fast. And so this is what I meant finding, you know, a haste item, a charge item, some kind of mass slow item. Things like this battery, things like the Icicle are exactly what we're looking for. But all right, let's take this experience, keep leveling up our items. We get to level up this yo-yo out of bronze at some point. Now I guess we can take a shield skill. Once I saw that we have that thing at the start, it might do something, but most of these typically just don't do anything, so it feels like a wasted place, right? Small items, large item, small item, cooldowns. We don't have any shields, and so that all feels like a waste. Take the loot item here with no friend. I guess we can try and find a friend somewhere. Alright, let's easy mode out this Vanessa, call it a day, get you all out there onto that LOR stream on the Twitch TV, you know? What do we got? See, his attacks are about to start kicking in. We might struggle a little bit, but like one of the upsides to this style of build is since it's so easy to just get all the weapons, like a lot of these things that we're taking are just like, oops, let's take 10% health. And so we're accidentally sitting on 5k health at this point. We can sustain a lot of these OTK rounds out of the opponents. All right, let's take the experience, though. Looks like we got some skills.
You have great potential.
Thing to remember with Nerfu is he can re-roll these. I think this is the only one that can re-roll skills. Here, your rightmost item has a 10% crit. This is literally our only chance to crit with our build so far, but that's okay. We can move it over to the flail. Right, it's not going to go on the battery or the caltrops. Battle off the Lord of the Wastes here. Steal his magic carpet. We can use that. It doesn't work with our build, but you know it's there. Medium item turning up. World of possibility.
Do not corrupt us. Believe you'll win, and you'll
Ooh, the carpet actually joined our hand. Is that a friend? No. If it was like Aladdin's magic carpet, that's his friend, right? The carpet talks to him and shit, and so that could be a thing. I think that's a valid question. And so we'll skip that one. Now we got hero merchants. We just don't need that stuff anymore. Our build is 100% locked in, so let's just take these gumballs. Wish there was a faster way to do this, but it is what it is. Boop, boop. It's getting us some crit though, right? Looks like we're at 5% on some of these items. Okay, got that nonsense out of the way. Items, monster, or chest. We'll take the monster. Another easy mode around, I assure you. The freeze guy. You can see where the freezes would be potentially painful. You know, locking down our flail, now these other ones. It does make it kind of nice having the caltrops in the background to where we're, even without attacking, we're still getting those damages in. Maybe freeze, do something. So, all right, let's see if we can't finish off this speed run with the Crook. Like an easy mode. Fighter Zach, let's see what he's got. See if he's doing the same build out here at day 10. He's got caltrops. We outdamage the caltrops pretty easily though. Rip, not even close. And so, all right, very easy, perfect run. And so, again, like I don't know how long you're gonna be able to take this build on. Like I'm pretty certain that we were playing ranked and and we just came through and annihilated everybody, and it wasn't really a matter of just playing on normal. I'm like fairly confident we were in ranked. It looks like the skill up happened, but this is what is probably the strongest Pygmalien build at the moment. It's all about the Crook, right? And so the big, at least, takeaways for this are I don't like to force it. This build does not work very well if the Crook doesn't come together, but you know, you're welcome to do so. Live your life however you want. If you do want to come after this build, this is the way I think it's meant to be. You want the two really fast weapons like the Addle and the Flail, Yo-Yo in the middle, and then you have some kind of flex capability out here, be it a Caltrops, be it the Lion's Head, be it some random monster item you picked up. I like to just have something that doesn't do exactly what our other two weapons do. And so our two weapons here are just coming out, blasting a bunch of like high-speed attack damage. I don't want another high-speed attack damage out of the Caltrops. I want, you know, or out of the last item, I want Caltrops doing this thing, something like slow, bringing a big, like, massive single-hit crit in, like, whatever. Just don't put all your eggs in that one basket of attacking really fast, because that is like, it's good enough with what you have, and this extra versatility seems really strong to me. But if you do want to force this build, if you really just want to go out of your way to do this, again, the Crook is the main item. It is worth noting that it is a tool, and so you're going to go out of your way to find medium weapons, and you're going to go out of your ways to find tools. So as you're doing your shop selection, but you know, purchase a tool is spectacular. Purchase a medium item is pretty fine. Weapons are fine. Whatever. Those are the kind of things that you're looking for. You have to maximize your chances of finding the Crook, though. This is the 100% most important build around kind of item that you're going to come across. It's exactly what this build is meant to take advantage of. The last thing to call out that we didn't focus on too much is you do get a little bit more usage out of your inventory, out of your bag, that we didn't really take too much advantage of. We did pick the globe, which gives you 100 health at each day. There's other stuff that you can just put in your bag and let hang out. If you find a loop, that's spectacular. Your small items sell for one more. There is the guy that when you sell a small item, you gain some max health. You do want to pick up some of these items that enhance you from the back line. We didn't go out of our way to do it because I was trying to just speed our way through the video, but that'll be an important thing to try and pick up as well as you're trying to min-max your way throughout the game. And so that's it. Let's hit continue. Like, I want to be sure we're getting the 3 chests right. I had to double check that we were on ranked. Good stuff. We were. Give me those wins. And so I had fun with that. Hope you did too. That is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and you had a good time watching. This is Bustin' We. Thank you for being here.